Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up? It's your boy, K with the AKA Mr. Getting It Done. And yes, do not adjust your dial. You are here live with your boy. That's right. We are here on Getting It Done. This is Getting It Done. And I am Kai Green here with the podcast. Now, check this out. You don't need to adjust your dial because this is what we're going to do right now. This is how it's happening. We're going to bring you some interesting conversation and give you an opportunity to meet somebody that I think you really want to know. I'm going to tell you why. Because, well, some people are afraid. In fact, some people have called him the boogeyman. I know him as a near, dear, and personal friend, training partner, and, well, you know what? He's somebody that is really, really worth knowing. I've gotten a chance to talk to him just a little bit, and I would like for you to get an opportunity to meet somebody that I think is truly, truly a force to reckon with. He's a force of nature. In fact, guess what? He's a professional bodybuilder, and he's getting ready for a very, very, very important competition. It's going to be his pro debut. It's called the New York Pro, and it's happening very, very soon. We've gotten a really cool opportunity today to meet him and talk with him and get a little bit of an insight into who he is and how he feels and what he thinks. I'm going to introduce to you somebody that's really amazing. He's a star of stage, film, TV. He's an influencer. He's got more than millions of followers on social media. And right now, it is my tremendous honor and privilege to introduce to you Blessing Awodibu.
Damn, Kai, you made me laugh. That was some intro. Well, thank you, Kai. It is an absolute blessing and honor to be here with you today.
Uh-oh.
Sitting on the same table, chopping it up.
Chopping it up.
And getting it done.
That's what we're going to try to do today. I wanted to take a minute and see if we can get you.
But I'm mad, though. I'm a little angry. Because today's a little special.
What do you mean special? Of course, because
you don't know what day it is?
What day is it?
Today's Patty's Day, bro.
You mean St. Patrick's Day?
Patrick's Day, bro. You didn't wish the boogeyman happy St. Patrick's Day, bro.
Oh,
I'm Irish too, right? I'm Black Patty.
What? You're Black
I'm Black Patty. You know what that means?
You're Irish?
I'm Irish, bro.
Really? Wait a minute. I thought you were from, weren't you?
Nigeria.
Nigeria.
Yes.
Isn't that a country in Africa?
Yeah, but I grew up in case you don't know.
Talk to us.
I grew up in Dublin. You know, I was 9 years old when
Dublin in Ireland?
Dublin, Ireland, yes.
How does a Nigerian with all the tremendous talents that you have find his way in Ireland?
Oh man,
Dublin.
Long story. I mean,
give us the abbreviated version. Talk to us a little bit.
Okay.
Where'd he come from, bro? Talk to us.
Growing up in Africa, I did not come from a wealthy family. My father was a farmer, and my mom is a stay-home mom.
Your father was a farmer.
A farmer, yes. And every day is a struggle. As a kid, you have to worry about where your next meal is gonna come from. I got 5 brothers. I came from a big family.
You have five brothers
and one sister.
And one sister.
And during those times, my brother, the oldest in the family, my oldest brother was living in Ireland at that time.
Your oldest brother?
Yes, he was living in Ireland. He had left.
Nigeria.
To be honest, I could not even tell you how he got to Ireland.
Okay.
He walked by boat. I don't know, but he made it. He made it to Ireland somehow.
However he got there.
I couldn't tell you how. But it did.
Well, we imagine he didn't swim.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was 9 years old when my parents thought it'd be better for myself and my other brother, to escape Ireland, to escape Nigeria. The poverty, because it is not easy, bro. Where I'm from, you're not supposed to survive, and in Africa, especially Nigeria, because of all the corruption and stuff.
What is that? When you say what's corrupt in?
The government, and there's no giving back to people. There's no such thing as welfare or support from the government. If you're poor, you're poor. You're gonna die poor, and there's nobody gonna help you. Unless you have some sort of talent. Even though when you do have talent, like a footballer, a singer, whatever, it is still very, very hard. You still gotta go through those times, and if your family is a poor, it just make it all worse. So I came from that poor background, and we was lucky that my older brother was living in Ireland, so my mother thought that'd be a great opportunity for myself.
Did your older brother send for you?
What?
Did your older brother send for you?
No, not really. This was a decision from my parents.
From
my
your
mother,
parents.
You know, she just don't want us to, hand up like the rest. You know what I mean? She want a better life for us.
So your mother wanted a better life for you.
Yes.
Okay.
You know, so she sent us to Ireland for better educations and better future, better shot at life.
All 6 of your siblings?
No, just myself and my older brother, the one before me. I'm the last born. I'm the one before
You're the
me.
baby.
Yeah.
You're the baby of 7.
I'm the biggest one too.
What? You're 300 pound, the 300-pound baby. Is that what it is?
Shit, don't play with me, Kai.
Hey, I see you eat a lot of people's food now. You see you trying to eat mine. I got an MRE
shit.
over here. I'm gonna hold on to because I'm gonna keep it on this side of the table because I know you like to eat.
I love to eat, Kai. I got to eat.
Apparently, that's probably what happened. Your mama said, "Hey, you know what?
Enough, my food.
Enough. We're gonna get rid of you soon." No. I mean, sorry to say that, but
man.
so tell me about that. So your mother said to you,
Yeah, bro.
How old were you?
I was 9, and funny enough, she gave us to a stranger, and that stranger gave us someone else's name, new name, and a new passport because we're nothing, we're no passport, and in order to travel, you need a passport.
You needed a passport to travel.
And we didn't know where to get passports, like I said, we're extremely poor, so. That person, that stranger, gave us someone else's passport. So now
Wow.
myself and my brother were traveling with someone else's identity.
Wow. So at 9 years old,
At 9 years old, I didn't know. I didn't know what was going on. You know what I mean?
but you understood that your mother had organized a plan
Yeah.
with someone that she didn't know,
No.
that you didn't know,
No. It's a risky move.
to help you travel to a place you'd never been before, that she'd
Go
never
survive.
been before, but for the purposes of survival.
Yes.
So to have a chance at a better life,
Yes.
this is what your mother was willing to do.
And I'm glad she did.
Wow. Wow. And you knew this at 9?
Yeah, and what makes it harder was we had no English.
Oh, so you didn't speak English at 9?
No, I had a little bit of because, we're no money to go to school to learn English, but I had a little bit, just before flying. I know the basics.
What could you speak? And if you weren't speaking English yet, and you didn't get to Ireland yet, so even the language that you would probably have to pick up there, what were you speaking then
Like
at
in
9?
Nigeria, we had a lot of languages, because they're different tribes. So I'm from the Yoruba tribe.
Yoruba tribe.
Yoruba.
Yoruba.
So we speak Yoruba.
Ah.
But the common language that everybody speaks is English.
Okay.
But because we grew up in the village, everyone speaks Yoruba.
Yoruba.
If I had grew up in Lagos, which is the
Lagos.
capital back then,
The capital of Nigeria.
Abuja is capital now.
Abuja.
Yeah. So if I grew up in Lagos, I would have learned a little bit of English, but there's no means of, the parents sending us to the big city to study and all that. You know what I mean? So moving to a whole different country with no English, you can imagine how tough that was.
Yeah, I can
know what I
imagine
mean?
that would be very,
But,
very difficult.
Yeah, it was tough. And, it's a crazy story, bro. So when we landed in Ireland, right, these strangers dropped myself and my brother to an immigration door.
Immigration door.
Right.
At 9.
At 9. She disappeared.
That's it. So did you ever see this person again after that?
No, that was it.
That's it. So they were like just a
I
traveling.
got you here, and now
and that's it.
go do your thing.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Ah,
With no English.
With no English.
Yeah, just tell them you know English. You know nothing.
And
That's what
only
she said.
enough that you could have learned by
Yes.
9
Yes.
of the Yoruba religion. I mean, Yoruba language. Yoruba language.
I actually remember when we got to the immigration office, and because we were just speaking rubbish, bro. Like we were just speaking Yoruba, a little bit of broken English here and there. I remember them actually calling our interpreter to trying to interpret what we were saying to the.
Now, this would have been someone that could
immigration.
speak the language.
Someone who could speak Yoruba.
Yoruba.
Literally, we were just telling them we don't know shit.
We don't
know
know.
how we got here, and somebody just dropped us in, and And now we were
Which would not have been a lie at that point because this was a stranger and this is not someone that you knew. Right.
You know what I mean? But I got a brother here. So they somehow find my brother.
And this is in Ireland.
This is in Ireland. And we were.
So you're in the consulate. You're in the consulate office in Ireland.
Yeah, they put us somewhere. I remember we slept a few nights there.
So you're at this point you're technically a little boy.
Yeah.
9 years old.
Yeah.
That's in the midst of making this giant move.
I was kind of lost. That's kind of lost.
Yeah, lost. Yeah. Okay, and you're in an effort to try to put you in a place where you can kind of halfway find your way.
Survive.
As you are in Ireland now, the consulate in Ireland did what? They tried to contact your brother?
So we told them, we were able to explain that we got a brother here who's living here.
Family member, next to kin.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So they were able to contact my brother, and my brother came for us.
Oh, wow.
He came, and they were nice, so we end up getting immigration status, which allows us to sort of go to school. We were lucky that we weren't deported back.
Right.
We were too young. You know what I mean?
Really?
So my brother signed a paper to be a guardian. So he was like a parent. He was like a father. So I grew up living with him, in Ireland.
And this was your eldest brother? Or
Eldest brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
How old was he?
I think back then it was in his 30s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you had an elder sibling sign for you and take over custody to some
While
extent.
in Ireland.
Okay. So this becomes
So when he got us, he was able to come to her parent that, look, listen, I got the boys. And I'm going to do my best to, look after them. And, yeah.
Well, good. Okay. So now you're in Ireland. You're 9 years old. You recognize that in order to get here, your mother told you something before getting on the plane, I would imagine. What did she say to you?
She just said, go survive. She said, go survive. That you'll be okay. You know what I mean? But we were excited. You know what I mean? Because you can imagine as a kid growing up in a poverty environment, nothing but poverty. You know what I mean? So any chance for a better life would get you excited.
But how did you know about better life then? So in poverty, born in poverty. Yeah, a lot of times kids, we don't know exactly.
Yeah, no TV, no nothing. But you heard stories. You know what I mean? How there's a place, where white people,
yeah,
white people's everywhere, and it's paradise.
It's paradise.
It's heaven, and that's what it is. It was exactly the way it was described.
So your mother comes to you at 9 years old and tells you that I have an opportunity.
All the brothers there, you guys need to be there.
Paradise.
Yes.
Opportunities.
Money goes on 3 times.
And here's an opportunity for you to go to this place, this perceived paradise. This is a possibility. And she gives it to you at 9.
Yeah, she did.
And she says, go survive. Do the best you can. This is the best I can do.
It was tough for her, That's for any parent, I can't imagine that's an easy decision to make, giving your 2 babies to a stranger.
The youngest.
Yeah, and sending them to this place where, there's no certainty of anything, where anything can happen, and just believe that they're going to be okay.
You weren't afraid?
We were excited. We weren't afraid. African kid, we've seen everything. We've seen it all. We've been through it all. So there's nothing can.
What does that mean when you say you've seen it all? At 9 years old?
When you grow up in African poverty, you get to see shit. You know what I mean?
What does that mean?
You get to see kids.
I'm here in the United States. I can think that I know struggle, but I've been very privileged. And I don't realize it a lot of times when I am saying what I'm saying as a young person living in a country that does have safeguards built in. There's this ISSS. There's governmental agencies that fund offices that speak for the well-being and protection of children. You know what I mean? So even in the most poverty-like situations that I would imagine here in the United States, the truth is, there's still a certain amount of a possible horror that I have been protected from. So when I hear you and your story of 9 years old and poverty, this boy of 9 years old that you were then would be so excited to leave in an effort to create a new opportunity for yourself.
It doesn't matter how crazy it may sound or how hard some people might think it is. You don't see all that. Mm-hmm. You just see opportunity.
Opportunity.
You see better life. You see future. You know what I mean? Because like where we're growing up in that sort of situations. That's what kids are happy because they don't know any better. They don't believe anything better is gonna come to them. Mm-hmm. They get to accept their situation. That's it. That's finer. Mm. That's where you're gonna grow up. That's where you're gonna die. Because that's the cycle. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So a kid presented with that opportunity, you'll be so excited just to see the new scenery. Just to see different type of lifestyle. You know what I mean? See how people live. Like when I got to Ireland, I was like, yo. Even though like I didn't know where I was going, I didn't know what was going on, no English, I was shocked. I was seeing cars, nice cars. People wearing nice clothes, shoes. You know what I mean?
Did you own a pair of shoes?
Electricity's light.
Did you have electricity?
No.
Prior to
not the village. Not
so
where.
In the village, you did not own a pair of shoes, and you didn't have lights.
I mean, we make shoes.
You made. Tell me about that.
Because like as I said, my father's a farmer, and age of 6, I'll be in the what you call it, forest, on the farm, working away.
So you were working at 6?
Oh yeah, like
doing what?
My dad, we grow crops. We grow like cocoa.
Cocoa.
What you call it, cocoa, where the coffee came from.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad grows all that. He sells it. And we also grow palm trees, the palm oil. Uh-huh. We make palm oil. Like at age of 6, I was doing all that. You know what I mean? We grow like this. I don't know if you've ever seen palm tree. I don't know if you guys can pull it up. It's like a
palm tree, an actual palm tree.
It's not like the palm trees.
Not the palm trees we have in Florida.
It's like a huge, and you see this red, little seeds. They're red, and then attached to this spiky, kind of like a big, it's like a giant circle, spiky, I don't know what you call it, but then you have to off all this seed. That's the palm tree. So we cut that down, we go through all the process, and then we melt it, and then the oil comes out. If you put that up, people will really understand. It's rough.
So
so we do all that.
When you say it's rough, why? What's
because it's a crazy process.
Crazy process.
Yeah.
What about the air quality in dealing with that? Is there anything
pretty good?
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not one of those things where it can be tough to breathe.
Oh no.
Processing that.
No.
Okay.
It's like because there's no machines, so everything is done by hands. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So there's no really any S's. I don't know. What you call it? Contamination in the air, whatever.
Oh, okay.
So everything is done by hand.
Okay. Know? So the waste particles are not toxic.
No, not toxic.
Right. So
it's like it's.
So other than the fact of being 6 and child
than
labor laws that would otherwise.
Crazy man.
So at 6 years old, we're not foreign to the idea of working, and by age 9, we understand that we are entrusted with an opportunity to better yourself, that has come in a way of being able to get on a flight with a stranger. Travel to a place that you've never been before. Yep. And your mother is telling you this is how you're going to
make it.
Yeah. Do the best you can. Okay, so now you're here. You're in Ireland at that time. And what happens there? How do you go on?
First we had to go to school. So they get all set up, and of course no English. So we had to start from scratch. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So we started speaking a little bit. We pick it up, and then we became one of the people.
What is school like when you're 9 and you come into class for the first day and you don't speak the language? What language did they speak in the school in Ireland? Or they did speak?
They're supposed
English?
to be speaking Irish, but they don't speak. Well, there's a different school for just Irish speaking only.
Okay.
But it's mainly English.
Mainly
Well,
English.
they have their second language, which is Irish, which is not popular. If you want to speak Irish, you gotta. And of course, actually, in school, you have an opportunity to study Irish as well, because you can do like 3 or 4 different languages. So I did French. I tried Irish. It was too hard, and of course, English.
In English. Oh, so you're 9 years old now, and you have the opportunity to learn English, Irish, and French.
I didn't really, and French. I didn't really take French. I mean Irish serious. Because they don't take it serious themselves. Because it's such a hard language. You know what I mean?
Okay, so you learn as much as you can to get along,
here
to
and
get
there,
by.
because the teacher will tell you goodbye in Irish at the end of your day. You know what I mean? So
What is that language? It's definitely Irish.
It's Irish.
Okay.
I think it's called Gaelga.
Gilga.
I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right.
Hey, well, we're gonna look it up. We should
Look it up.
What are they? This is an educational pursuit
know.
as well. Okay, so we're going through the school system in Ireland. We're tracking ourselves. Where do you
That was rough.
you go from there? And what are your thoughts then? How are you going to take advantage of this huge opportunity? How are you going to make the success for yourself?
I was a very happy kid. Just seeing this new life. Being around these people and having this new opportunity. I was excited. So I was extremely happy. Even there are times where kids would try to like be nasty to you, but I don't. It takes me a while. It takes me a while for me to pick it up because all I see just excitement, better life. Wow, I gotta go to school. I gotta make friends. I gotta live like this. You know what I mean? Other little things that a lot of people, normal people would take for granted. I was, those things were my happiness. You know what I mean? And of course, it wasn't easy. We especially my brother, he gets into trouble a lot because he reacts to whatever people are saying. Me, I was a very chill child. And it takes me a while for me to react to any hate or any silly comment that kids might make towards me because the way I look, where I'm from, the fact that I could barely speak English. But my brother is different. My brother reacts. He'll fight. He's always in trouble. You know what I mean? People throwing apple at him. He always getting kicked out. Out of school.
So what was school like for you?
Like I said, I wouldn't get in trouble.
You wouldn't get in trouble.
I wouldn't. I would just ignore. I ignore a lot of things. I let it go.
Was learning easy for you? Coming from another language, dealing with the language barrier at times?
To be honest, learning was very, very easy for me because, the mindset I had coming from Africa, like, you having your parent telling you, look, listen, you guys are the last chance of us, getting out of this poverty. So we've given you this opportunity, so you guys got to grab onto it and use it well. So I've always had that mindset, the fact that, I grew up as a, kid who works all day long on the farm, carrying bucket of water on top of my head for miles, so y'all can have clean water to drink, carrying firewood from the farm home so we can cook. Like I said, it's not electricity, so we had to cook with wood.
Did you see your mother do this?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
My
So you
dad
saw your
did
mother
too.
carry the water. You saw your
Walking around.
father carry
I'm
the
sure
water.
you'll find a great picture of African, some African dudes or lady carrying water.
Carrying
top
water.
Of, yeah,
Balancing it.
That's some skills.
Yeah, absolutely.
How I have water, but what we do is like we have like a little rag. We call it, this is funny. We'll roll it up in a circle, and then we put on top of our heads like a cushion. So we put the water on there, and then we have another bucket side by side, and you're walking. You're good. Straight up. Same again with firewood. We stack it all up. you see some people like walking with a huge as firewood on top of the head, balance, and then carrying other, few bags, and they have to walk from wherever they're going to their home.
Yeah, but they're not thinking about hardship. They're thinking about this is what I have to do. I'm doing it.
That's life.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that was the mindset. When you're asking, do I was studying and stuff. So that's the mindset that I brought to Europe, brought to Ireland. So it's always about working. I gotta do better. I gotta do better for my parents. I've got this opportunity. I cannot waste it. I gotta be the best. You know what I mean? My goal is to be the best at what I do. I wouldn't say I'm the smartest kid in the world, but I studied a lot. My goal was to become a doctor. I wanted to become a doctor so bad.
Really?
If anyone would ask me, what do you want to be? I'll become a doctor.
Really?
And that was a seed that the parent, they sort of planted. Because, in Africa, it's like, you're either a doctor or, to be a worthy child, you have to be something
That's
great.
a big accomplishment. I get it.
Yeah.
And it says that you're smart. It says that you're diligent.
I studied a lot. So my English was good. Everything came up. I was an honor student. All my subjects were like, in Ireland, we have higher level and lower level and ordinary level. So all my subjects were higher level. You know what I mean? I pushed myself and I studied extremely hard.
So question, why not? Why not become a doctor?
That was the only chance I had, and I didn't want to waste it. So I wanted to be as good as much as I can.
So question, so if you come here and you're working and you know how to work hard and everything about you to this point, allows you to recognize that you are the chance of the family to step into that larger possibility. It's your responsibility to be the success. How do you not go to a college of your choice and continue in that direction? What changed?
Nothing changed.
Nothing changed.
And so when I finished in secondary school, school system's a little different out here. So we have national school, and then after nationals, we go to secondary school. So after secondary school, we go to college, where you get to study whatever you want to be. You know what I mean? So getting out of secondary school, I came out with like great, awesome record. Like it was like all my friends could not believe it, And bear in mind, I was training. I found fitness and weightlifting at the age of 14.
So during this process,
during all this process, I was training. I was training my ass off.
Really?
After my homework, I'm in a shed because we got a shed. You know what I mean? So I'm there training like crazy.
So you trained in a shed? Did you just say a shed? What does that mean? Because I think about a gym. I go to a gym.
It's a little thing
we go to a gym now.
In your little thing you have in your backyard.
In Ireland.
Like it's got a little house made out of wood. So we have all the weights in there.
And this is around the time of 14.
Yeah, it's just time 14, 15, 16, 18, while I was in secondary school.
So in a shed, training at a young age, I would imagine, if you're not saying gym, then you probably had to probably not take advantage of the state-of-the-art equipment in this shed. What was the equipment like training in the shed at 14?
It was all dumbbells. I think we had barbell as well. So, when we used to, I think we had a bench as well. Okay. So I was doing everything I could.
So a bench, dumbbells, and maybe some barbells, maybe.
Yes, and a lot of plates.
A lot of plates.
Because my brother as well back then he was into weightlifting. It was jacked. It was big. So we all used to work out together, and all my friends after homework we do that. And so going back to reason why I didn't go to college. So after the living certificate, you do that's the big exam that you do in order for you to go study whatever doctor, whatever you want to be in college. So after a living certificate, I got my result was awesome. And I got an offer from one of the university in Ireland.
Okay.
Called the University of Limerick.
Okay. University of Limerick.
Yes. You've been to Limerick. You guest post there.
Oh, wait. Oh, Lord. Okay, yes. Okay.
It's not Dublin, but it's a nice city, very quiet. And so I got that offer. I was excited. I got the news and stuff. my whole family was excited for me. I was happy because I worked so hard. I actually remember I stopped working out and all I did was studied. Like I said, I'm not a smartest kid, but when I do something, I really do it. So I learned everything off by heart. So I was able to just throw everything down, because I have it all cramped up in my head. You know what I mean? So I came out pretty good. And so when I got that offer, everyone was excited for me. And then that's a government fund that I'd applied for. And because without that, I cannot go to college. My brother got 4 kids. He got a
Wow.
I was living with him with 4 kids. He got a wife, so he got to take care of his kids.
There are restrictions.
There was no way he was able to sponsor me through college.
Right.
And my only option was government. You know what I mean? So when I applied for that grant, I thought I would get it easily. So when the letter came back from the government saying, sorry, we cannot support you because you're not an Irish citizen, because I didn't have my passport then. That broke my dream.
Wow, devastating. That can be devastating. I get it.
Bro, I cried so hard. I had a broken heart. Lord, I shut down. I thinking about it right now I'm actually having goosebumps because, just thinking about how hard I worked and everything paid off, and just not being able to follow that up because of no money, that really shut me down. So I was like, so what's next? Can't go to college, no money, gotta get a job. So I started personal training. Now I was shredded. I was in good shape because all my trainings from 14. I was in shape. I didn't know nothing about bodybuilding. I just love working out. Like I said, because my background's all about working. I enjoyed the work. I like put my body through hardship because that's all I know. You know what I mean? So I was in shape. I started personal training. I started focusing more on myself. I started training more. And 2011, one of my best friend back then, still my best friend to today, he told me about bodybuilding competition. I'm like, nah, I don't want to do that stuff. I don't. That stuff's not for me, bro. I don't compete. I don't know nothing about that stuff. I don't want to do it. It was like, yo, you in shape. You're ready. Just do it.
Just do it.
So 2012, I decided to do a show. My first bodybuilding show. Signed up. I entered the first timers. And I remember backstage, I thought it was funny. I was laughing at myself. I was in the Speedos. I bought the swimmers.
Good old Speedo. That's right. We get them from the stores. That's right.
I didn't get the right.
Not the posing suit. Oh, wait a minute. Hey, you didn't have
That's so
you didn't have a wardrobe
big ass
malfunction.
logo on it as well. I remember.
Oh wow. Okay.
So I bought one of those. I was in the backstage. Now I told you I entered the first timers. I should have been in the juniors. So in the first timers, there were monsters.
Okay.
And it's the skinny little boogeyman, but shredded.
Shredded.
I remember we're in a lineup, and there's just before we go on stage, there was a big mirror right here on my left side.
On your left side.
And I took a little swing to my left. I saw the big mirror, and
what did you see?
Myself again, and shit, I'm naked, bro.
Okay.
With a whole bunch of dudes.
I
was like, shit, this is weird.
Wow.
It
So
was
you
strange.
were backstage at your first bodybuilding show
nearly
having a
pulled
wrestling
out.
match with homophobia.
I nearly pulled out. My brother forced me to stay there and go on stage.
Did you know what to do at that point? Did you know your poses? Did you know...
To be honest, no.
No.
I didn't know my poses wherever. So I went on stage, but it was good. Comparison was good. I did whatever I can. And then it comes to my posing, the posing round. I went on stage, and I remember I gave my music. I can't remember what music was. Music was. I gave it to the DJ. I went on and pressed play. My music didn't play.
Didn't play.
I was. I don't know if you
Posing to
guys
nothing?
can pull up my a picture from my first competition, and I was posing to nothing, bro. I was doing one of them Arnold stuff like this. I was doing this.
Not even a cappella. Did the audience clap for you?
Everybody was laughing at me.
Oh, just laughed. Okay.
But it was only my friend that was saying, go on, blessing, go on, blessing. It was funny experience, man. After that, I didn't want to do it again. But then few judges came up to me. I actually placed fourth.
You
know?
placed fourth.
Yeah, it was.
This is your first bodybuilding
It was
competition.
bodybuilding competition with
And
the big guys.
with the you went into
first-timers.
juniors. Well, you said first
I
time.
went into first timers.
And
I
this-
should have been juniors.
It should have been a junior.
If I actually went into juniors, I would have won. You know what I mean? So the judges came over to me like, dude, you've got a great potential. I think you should do it again. I said, what, you think so? Yeah. Because you was in the wrong class. You weren't first timers. Those guys were big. If you was in the right class, you would have walked away with a win, right? It's like, shit, you think so? Yeah, and then that's the first one came, the second one, the third one. And then Tony Freeman was guest posting that year.
Really?
It was
Tony
the first
Freeman, the X-Man.
It was the first ever bodybuilder I ever met.
Ah,
He 2012.
2012.
So I remember I went over to her just looking at him like, yo, she's beautiful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The small waist, big arms, huge
Wide
round
shoulders.
delt,
Yeah.
amazing aesthetic.
Yeah.
It was just so pleasant looking.
Yeah.
And I remember I was talking to him and asking him questions and stuff, and he just told me to just stay focused and do it again. And
Stay
never
focused
give
and do it again. That's what he
up.
told you.
Yeah, after this picture, I still got a picture.
How old were
with
you
him.
at that time?
I think I was like 19.
19.
Yeah.
Okay. So Tony Friedman, a world-class professional champion, Olympian alumni, was there guest posing, and he told you
Gave me some advice.
that you had potential.
Yeah.
Just do it again.
Do it again. And I did.
And you did.
And since then, I was, right after that show, I became undefeated as a junior.
Wait, undefeated?
Undefeated as juniors.
What does that mean?
Like, no one could touch me, bro.
No one could touch you. So after your first show,
Yeah, after the first show.
what happened? So the next year you came back? Or
The first one I did was spring.
okay.
And then we have the RBBF Irish Nationals in around October. So I won that, juniors, 2013.
Only your second
Second show.
competitive bodybuilding competition.
I won it. Third show. I won it again. And 2013, they gave me a qualification to go represent Ireland at the European Championship.
European Championship.
That was my first international show. So I went there. I didn't place in the top 6. And they just said I just gotta come in better conditions. 2013, I got an invitation for the Arnold Classic juniors. Also, I did not make top 6. Then I started asking questions.
Okay. What were the questions?
My purpose. Why am I here? My main purpose is to better my family's life.
Right.
Like I need to be realistic to myself. I need to do something to better my future, because I wasn't just taking it for myself.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I had no time to waste. And I always see myself as the last chance to get my family out of the poverty. So I said to myself, this is going to be my last. I'm going to sign up for another show, which is the Arnold Classic. I got another invitation for the Arnold Classic 2013, my last year as a junior. So I said, I'm going to do this, and it's going to be my last bodybuilding show. And then I'm going to look into something else because I don't think this is for me.
Why?
Because I wasn't placing in 2 international shows.
So what does that
I wasn't
mean?
good enough.
Really?
Yeah.
So in order to be good enough, you felt like you needed to win.
Yes. I had no chance, bro. I know time to waste. You know what I mean?
But what does that mean if you win? If you win, how does your family's life improve from you winning?
Even when they heard I was doing bodybuilding, they sort of turned away. You know what I mean?
Really?
My oldest brother did not talk to me for like 2 years.
Why?
Because he thought I was wasting my time. You know what I mean?
So your dream of being
My
a
dream
success,
was to be the best success. And
the
whatever
best.
I do,
Uh-huh.
I have to be that successful. I have to be that blessing for my family.
So
To help them out.
Identify that bodybuilding is going to be the rock that you build your church
Yes.
on. Okay, so this is it. This is how I'm going to do it.
This is it.
Okay.
I had no time to waste.
So you do this for 2 years now, and you're met with less than
Yes.
the success that you
I
have
start to
been
ask
working
questions.
for. Okay.
So I give myself one last chance.
Mm-hmm.
So I went into Arnold Classic 2014, my last year as juniors. Okay, this is it, bless. If we don't place here, we are looking into something else. Maybe trying to get a job, maybe trying to, apply again for that government grant, and
Go back to
college
school.
and be something great. So I went into that show. To all my surprise, I won the whole show. I won juniors and I won the juniors overall.
Really? And this was a surprise at this point.
till today, still my biggest motivation.
Yeah. Why?
Because he gave me that victory gave me a sense of better belief in myself that there's a chance out there that I can make it, that I should never give up, I should keep going.
So that moment of success for you
Yes,
became proof to the point that you can
do it.
do it. And if there is a greater possibility that you expect to happen for you on this rock in this experience through bodybuilding,
Yes,
you believe that it was that much more proof to you
yes,
with that achievement under your belt.
100%.
Got it. So what happened then?
So then I met you.
Now, what does that mean? Because there are people at home that are listening. They're going to be listening to this. What does that mean?
Bro,
Yeah.
Bro, that win right there was everything, bro. It was everything. You know, everyone was happy for me. I was so happy. I was walking around because Arnold Classic, you know, it's always a huge expo. Arnold Classic Europe, and you was always there as well. So that year you were there. So I was walking around with my medals, like, you know, like everybody's like, yo, this is awesome. And then I remember walking past your booth. There was a huge crowd. And I caught the crowd. And you look at me, our eyes lock eyes, and you're like, yo, come over
I
here.
saw the medals on your neck.
You saw
Saw the medals on your neck. Yes.
You did?
Yes.
I'm sure. I'm going to send a picture. The guy can pull up the picture. We sat down. I think I was wearing red. You were wearing red as well in our little table. And I was like this, just like this. That's what we were. And we were talking.
You're a lot smaller then. Hey! Boom!
Shit. So we were talking. We talked for ages. And I remember your, I don't know, your guys. They were like, "Kai, we got Q right here, bro." Yeah, you just told me to keep going. I remember you asked me, "So what's next?" And I said, "I'm gonna take some time off." And you was like, "No, don't take some time off. You gotta keep going." So and that's what I did. I took some time off. And I actually set a goal to turn pro in 2017. So I knew I needed a lot more work. I need to have more mass to my frame because I'm pretty tall enough. So I just need to fill out a little bit more.
How tall are you?
5'11".
5'11". She's just about 6 feet.
Yeah.
I mean, you stand over me. I'm like 5'8". Another one of these tall brothers.
Actually, I'm not that tall, but I'm tall enough. Yeah, so.
You got the inches where you need them.
Yep.
I hate you. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. Tell your story. I'm listening.
Yeah, so I took like 3 years off, and I promised myself to turn pro on the Arnold Classic stage. And so after 3 years, I went back 2017. I was still working. So I didn't tell. Oh, yeah. I was working as a security officer. You know,
What kind of security?
I was working in a nightclub. One of the busiest nightclub in Dublin on the hardcore streets. Yeah,
Man, that bouncing is very, very interesting, very tough work.
In Ireland, it's very tough. You know, these people like to fight. They love to drink and they love to fight. So they drink first and they start fighting. And when they call you out, you got to fight. The Irish people will not let you go. You have to fight. You know what I mean? They love to fight. So you know what I mean? So it was tough, you know, and what was I talking about?
So you learned how to fight. You certainly knew how to fight.
What was I talking about? Where was I?
So you graduated.
Yeah, I was getting ready for my pro qualifying show. So and I was working as a security officer. So 2017, that year, I decided to give up my job and just focus on bodybuilding and social media. So I give up my job.
2017, social media was still really becoming.
Yeah, Instagram was still like, it was kind of not fresh, but like kind of still fresh. You know, Vines was kind of popular back then as well.
Vines have moved on.
Yeah,
you don't hear talk about Vines anymore.
Yeah, and so that year I gave up my job. I started focusing on social media because you know I needed a way to market myself. I need to get myself out there. You know, growing up in Ireland, there's no such thing as bodybuilding. Bodybuilding is there, but it's very, very small. We have no IVB pro bodybuilder. I think I am like one of the only IVB pro bodybuilder in the open from Ireland right now.
Right now.
Yeah. And so it was, I I had to find a way to get myself out there and quit my
promote.
job, give me more time to spend more time on myself. Spend more time on myself and on social media. So that's when I started making videos, as well as getting ready for my pro qualifying shows. Yeah.
So this is around the time when people started to see you.
Yes, that's when my shit stopped blowing up.
On your social
And
media
as well, I got
platform.
my pro card because that year I did 4 shows back to back.
Crazy muscular black
Yeah,
man
I was
doing
so
this
busy.
interesting stuff.
For real.
Jumping over. This is actually just before you started jumping over Ferraris.
Yeah, this is before.
Yeah, it's before.
Right was an advance. You know what I mean? There are levels, bro. It was like, you got to climb it up a little bit by bit.
Indeed.
Yeah, so 2017 was a busy year.
2017.
Yeah, that's when, I started to see, a lot more gains. From everywhere. It just shows like, what you put in is what you get out. And then again, I see, back my mind was, I got to work. I got to be great. I got to have my family out. So I got to do whatever it takes to be at the top. I got to be the best at what I do, So that's my goal. That's my drive.
Going into a bodybuilding show for you is not just, I need to win a trophy, so, I have something to brag about. This is
it's different.
How so?
It's an opportunity for my family to get a party. You know what I mean? So it's bigger than just a trophy for me. So that's why I gotta be smart with every move that I make. You know what I mean? So just to create that bigger opportunity, even though let's say just win one show, for me, it has to be bigger than just winning that show, that one show, if you know what I mean. So
it's interesting because to see you here now preparing for your pro debut, there's a lot of things that certainly have happened since you got off the plane in Ireland with the idea of trying to step into that larger possibility and being willing to create it every way you possibly can. And then after bumping into I would say, discouraging situation that happened with the school. But now to be where you are now, after deciding that I'm going to focus on developing myself in this way, you've become an entertainer, a personality of note with a huge following across Instagram and social media that is continuing to grow. To see you now as a top athlete with the largest and most successful supplement company on the planet right now, and to see you continuing to forge ahead as you develop your master plan of self-development is really, really a tremendous, tremendous thing to see. Getting ready for the New York Pro this year, I know that there's a lot of people that have seen you on social media, talking backwards and forwards, and a lot of people have dismissed you as just talking without ever really getting a chance to kind of get a little bit of discovery about who you are and where you've come from and how important this stuff is to you behind the scenes. I understand that the stakes are very high. For any time any man turns around and says, yo, man, my life and my family's life, the ability to help impact that in a very significant way is at the heart of why I'm doing what I'm doing right now. That is huge. And I'm very, very, very thankful that you would be able to come on, think it important enough to come on this program today.
Thanks,
and
Mr.
share
Kai.
that, But going forward now, what would you say has been the biggest and best thing for you? The best decision that you've ever made, the biggest moment in your life?
Walking away from my previous sponsors and get with Redcon One.
Really?
Yes.
Wow, that almost brings like 30 other questions, but I'm not going to do that. But that's dope. That's dope.
So right now, it's like, it's always a dream for me to come to America. And, like you always say, like, thought do become things. You become what you constantly think about if you walk at it, and things always happen for a reason. You know, as long as you're a good person and you carry your good energy around with you, you always remember that what you give is what you get back. You know what I mean? So when things are happening around you, sometimes, you know, you might be asking questions like, why is this happening to me? Why this? Why that? Why is this company messing me up? You know, after everything I gave to them. You know, why are they trying to steal from me? You know what I mean? You know, those things are not happening to you. They are happening for you. You know what I mean? As long as you know exactly what you want in life, and again, being good, you know, things will happen for you, right, and against you. You know, so when that happened with my previous sponsor, I was very positive about it because I knew, you know, God had something bigger planned for me. You know, and then maybe a couple of weeks later, Reckon One came along. Aaron came along, you know, and he offered to bring me to USA, you know, to fulfill my dream. You know what I mean? You see how that works? You know, things happens for a reason. And here I am today. You know, I'm living in Florida, and, you know, it's like, I'm extremely grateful for this opportunity that have been, you know, given to me by Reckon One, Aaron Singerman, and the whole crew, you know, because I got to wake up every day and live my dream. You know what I mean? Even though I'm still chasing my dream, you know, but I'm living my dream right now.
Yeah, I have to say this because I see your work ethic, you know, and I know you're a very, very, very hard worker.
Not a lot of people see that, okay? But I'm the clown. Instagram bodybuilder.
And that's, you know, that's
AKA.
I think that is really one of the things that I really wanted to be able to speak to today.
I'm hot, Kai. I'm sweating.
You know what?
Where's the AC?
Where's the
Aaron
AC?
Singerman, turn the AC up.
Wow. We're still grateful for opportunities. But can you turn up the goddamn AC? How do we work in these conditions? Damn it.
Feels like I'm in an oven right now.
Well, you know what? On that note, man, I am very, very thankful that you would take the time to think enough to come by and share your story with us. I think that this is a story that certainly needed to be heard and does 100%. Need to be continued to explore, because at the end of the day, you know, a lot of times what people see on social media is not necessarily the whole picture of the truth. They see you playing around. People have seen you, you know, play yourself as the joke and the joker and sometimes the butt of the joke. However, behind the scenes, you know, don't get it twisted. This is a hardworking man with a dream that is being worked out every day in effort to see it realized. Thoughts truly do become things. This man is going to be successful, whether it's this way or that way, because he will will himself into that position, because he's willing to work hard and make that as so. So, you know what? I'm very thankful for this opportunity. Thank you for being so cool. I know you got to go. Listen, it's your boy K with the AKA, Mr. Getting It Done. I want to thank you so much, Blessing, for sharing it. Yeah, it's truly a blessing. And on that note, is there anything you want to say to the people as we wrap this moment up?
Hey, just stay cool. Be you. Don't let nobody tell you shit.